Knowing your passions gives you the power to answer the second question. Am I proud of me? One of the hardest challenges we face in life is comparing ourselves to others. We constantly feel the need to measure ourselves to those around us. We worry through life. Am I good enough? Am I smart enough? Am I doing everything I should be doing? To a certain extent, this is beneficial. But when it begins to control our lives, we've got to take a step back and decide what is truly important to us. What gives us happiness? At one point in high school, the only thing keeping me from being happy was me. March 4th, 1996. Mom is worried about me because I stress too much, so I'm trying not to let it show. Why can't I be happy with all the strengths and talents I have? November 17th, 1996. Lately, I've been going through this self-esteem roller coaster. One day I'll be totally happy and feeling great about myself, and the next day I feel horrible. It's really weird, and sometimes I just feel like crying because I feel so fat and ugly. Oh well, I hope I grow out of this. 1 year ago, I stood on this stage, awestruck, amazed, and speechless. We were whisked backstage and into a new world, but I will never forget one of the first lessons I learned. Sitting outside the Executive West Hotel, Sunday, October 29th, 2000. Our National Officer Advisor, Mr. Stump, gave us this simple advice. Until you stop comparing, you will never grow. He gave us this advice as we embarked on our year as officers, warning us not to compare our strengths and performances. And as I stand here tonight, I can't begin to tell you how often those words have replayed in my mind. FFA members, it's time to be happy. Your passions can't be compared. Whatever it is that gives you that feeling inside and gets you excited about life cannot be measured. Your passions don't have to be good enough for anyone else. They just have to be good enough for you. That means that if you love welding, but everybody else at your school's into public speaking, well, by golly, spend more time in that welding booth. If you are captivated by the science of genetic engineering and nobody else in your school is, it doesn't matter. You like it, and that's what matters. Larry Banks, a Paralympic gold medalist in the 100-meter dash, once said, "There will always be people who tell you your dreams are too big and your hopes unattainable. Ignore them." And when you know your passions, and you can honestly say, "Yes, I am proud of me," it's time to answer the final question. Do my passions guide my actions every day? I would venture to say that most people in today's society don't live a life guided by their passions. Their fast-paced lives and lists of things to do make it seem like there's not enough time to do what you love. Maybe you're thinking the same things. But you know what? I say enough. Enough frustration and dissatisfaction with life. Enough going through the motions. It's time to start living from our heart. What happens when you don't? This year I faced a challenge like I've never faced before. It was midway through our year. Our schedules were pretty busy, and I realized I'd lost touch with many of my passions. March 3rd, 2001. This week I took a look at one of my days. Wake up, check email, breakfast, meetings till 5, dinner, thank you notes, phone calls, sleep. I feel like I've let a part of me go these 2 weeks, a part of my priorities. I haven't exercised because I've been too tired. I haven't written in my journal. I haven't even read my Bible. I've worried too much. I pray that this week I would change that. I pray that I would remember me in all that I do. Me who loves public speaking, who loves agriculture, and who has a support base back home bigger than I could ever ask for. I had gotten so busy that I had buried those passions in my heart that make me smile. I hadn't sang in the shower. I hadn't played outside. I'd pushed my passions aside. And I'll be the first to admit it's easy to do. It's easy to neglect our passions because we see them as time wasters or impractical. But you know what? It's time to reevaluate our priorities. Take time to do those things you love, for they're what make you who you are. I love how Joan London puts it when she says, following your passions gives your life purpose, vigor, vitality, and friends. You make the choice. Just because it's Monday doesn't mean it has to be bad. Wake up 10 minutes early and learn a new riff on your guitar, or read that book you always planned to get to someday. You know, I've decided that I'm going to be a clown. Not a carnival clown or a circus clown, but a party clown. Somebody who gets to make people smile all the time. And go ahead, laugh if you want. I have the courage to say my dreams out loud. How many of you can retaliate with a dream like that? A dream that gives you complete happiness, whatever it may be. You all can. I know you can because I've seen it in you this year. I've met members who are going the extra mile, who are letting their passions drive their dreams. May 22nd, 2001. It's hard to believe that tonight is my last night in Maine. Tonight, Chad picked me up and we drove out to see Jeff. He was still cutting potato seed at 10 p.m. It's incredible to see the hours he puts in working with his family. That feeling of being a part of such a prideful, close-knit industry is amazing. I see it in his eyes when he tells me about the acres of potatoes he grows. I hear it in his voice when he shares stories of his family's history in agriculture. It's in the way he carries himself with a sense of confidence that cannot be moved. I've never seen passion like this. June 1st, 2001. This evening, I sat backstage at Kansas's state convention, talking to one of the state officers, Orrin. As he told me about his experiences, a voice in my head shouted, "This is what FFA is all about." It's about a boy who aspired to be a rancher and in 5th grade bought his first cow, who started renting land from his father in 8th grade, and who last year had a $90,000 income on his crops and cattle, who would farm every day, even if he never got paid, just because he loves it so much, but who is going to school to ensure that he can make a living out of his passion. That is FFA. Ladies and gentlemen, it's as simple as this. It's time to start doing those things you love. No more excuses. Live out those dreams in your heart. Allow them to guide you. Maybe it's taking that trip to Mexico with your brother and your best friend. Learning sign language or studying historical preservation. Don't let these chances pass you by. Passions breathe life into the words we write about ourselves every day. Do what it takes to honestly be able to say, I know what my passions are, I am proud of me, and my passions guide my actions every day. I challenge you to find those answers within yourself. I look back through the pages of my journals, and I'm amazed at how much one morning in a coffee shop taught me. Figure out what you are, concentrate on doing that, and doing it well. What will the next page in your life say? Will it be filled with have-tos, should-haves, and what-ifs? Or will it come to life with stories of how you lived your passion every day? How you didn't care what other people thought? How you felt that calling in your heart, and this time, you followed. Turn the page and write the story your heart has been telling. Let your passion guide you.